Hey everyone, FEVERFICTION here, and today we're going to be playing Our Bad Ending. And this has been developed by FEVERFICTION, and you can find this over at itch.io. Link in the description, check it out. And this game, we play as a friend who made a wish to be with their other friend forever. But let's get into it. Warning, game contains violence, gore, depictions of abuse, and homophobia. The night was sweltering, warm, with a heavy humidity that sank into my clothes. I feared that reaching to put on our shoes would wake someone, so we snuck out of the camp barefoot. I would never do that, not barefoot. Oh, stepping on twigs and sharp stones. I barely noticed the earth caked between my toes. Instead, I was focused on her hand, warm, where it was wrapped around my own. I let her lead me along to the forest at the edge of the campsite. Syira, do you have the string? I blinked and felt around in my pocket for the spool of red thread. I had taken it from my home economics kit before we left for the trip, along with a small pair of scissors. Yeah. We had first discovered the ritual on a blog. There had been many, ranging from confusing to downright morbid. But we landed on this one. It felt safe enough to try. After all, we just had to tie a red string to a banana tree. Connect the same string to our pinkies. And make our wish. Remember, we have to make the same wish or it won't come true. Yeah, I know. Best friends forever? I'm not sure that I had understood. What is this, human? Yeah, I'm just gonna pronounce it as human. Returned to smile, gentle and sincere. Even in the dark, where I could barely make out her features, the gesture made my chest tight. Then, we both lowered our heads and clasped our hands together again. Make the wish in your heart, the blog had instructed. My heart thundered in my chest. Human wished for us to stay best friends forever. And I wished for her to be mine. See, you screwed it up. You couldn't follow directions. Whatever demon or spirit that was supposed to grant our wish never did. More than a decade later, Human and I are neither together nor best friends. At least best friends probably see each other more in person than on Instagram. Said she's been seeing this guy for 5 years. Their smiling faces pressed together along with the caption teases me. Anniversary chalet with the bae. I can already see how it will go from here. Soon, they'll get engaged. Then they'll apply for a BTO flat, get married, and move out together. It's the ever-popular Singaporean dream of building a nuclear family. Human had always wanted her own place, so I should be happy for her. But bitterness churns in my stomach. Hey, I'm gonna save. Her boyfriend's smile taunts me, reminding me of what I can't have with her in this stupid heteronormative country. I closed the app. Years ago, despite everything, I thought we had a chance. I thought if life just meandered and turned in the right way, if we were stubborn enough and lived on our own rules, we could have our happy ending too. Now, I don't know anymore. I think of that ritual. If it had worked, would it have saved or doomed me? A tired sigh consumes me and I close my eyes. It's too much for tonight. I don't want to spiral into this again. I am indoors, but there is a sand beneath my feet. It must have followed me from the beach, stubborn even as I walked for miles, clinging to my soles and finally make it into my home. But this is not my home. I am in someone else's house. There's a stench in the air. The smell of a mess that had not been cleaned up, of something left out to rot. Like a body? Something resembling. Hey, I was right. It was a dream. As I shake off the grogginess, I realize my phone is ringing. It must be the middle of the night. I frown. Calls this late are never good. Hey, it's Human. Why would she call me? Despite the oddity of the call, my heart swells with fondness at the thought of her on the other side. Without sparing another moment, I accept the call. You haven't seen each other, what, in 5 years? And you still have the same phone numbers? I mean, I've had the same phone number for a long time. I just assume younger people, new phones, they switch. I don't know. Syira, are you there? She sounds frantic, her voice breathless and pitched. I'm here, human. I'm here. What's wrong? Oh my god. Syira, The line cracks, movement muffling the receiver. As I strain to hear her, I realize in horror that human is crying. Calm down. Tell me what happened. David and I had a fight, and I pushed him by accident, then he just... Can you come to the chalet, please? I don't know what to do. Okay. Can you text me the address? I'll go now. Yes, I'll text you. You'll help me, right? Of course. We're best friends. Well, I wouldn't really say best friends. I don't know why I said that. We haven't even acknowledged that in years. Thanks, Syira. After the call ends, I stare at the screen, letting it sink in. Something had happened between Human and her boyfriend. Something bad. My first thought was that he had hurt her, but she said she had pushed him. A dark, malicious thought began to take root in my head. Are things finally turning in my favor? Did the demon coiled in the trunk of that banana tree hear my wish after all? My phone pings, startling me out of my thoughts. A few texts had come in from Human. The first one was a badly typed address, followed by another text that corrects a few typos while also making new ones. Finally, a third one comes in and everything laid out, corrected. This one, she says, sorry. I fire a quick text back to acknowledge it, then move to get changed to leave the house. At this hour, the buses and trains have long stopped running. Cab is too expensive. I grab my bicycle instead. I know the chalet is about 20 minutes away by bike. It's an old establishment on East Coast Park, popular for barbecues near the beach. I've been there many years ago, as part of our secondary school class gathering. It was supposed to be fun sleepover with everyone, which in theory was exciting, but became a huge mess in execution. Eventually, Humans snuck over to my house and slept over there instead. I hated the class trip, but our own sleepover felt special. That was when I stopped my thoughts there. What did you do? Did you kiss? I arrive at Human's chalet. It's dark, but I can make out the villa number besides the door. It's one of the last few villas at the edge of the property, closer to the forest than the beach. I leave my bicycle by the side of the road and walk up to the door. I knock 3 times. Human, it's me, Syira. The door unlocks and Human peers out. I'm taken aback by the blood soaked into her clothes. That's a lot of blood for him just falling backwards and probably hitting his head on something. Maybe he was a gusher. Human? Syira. She reaches for my arm, grabbing on tightly. Her nails dig into my flesh as she trembles violently. I can trust you, right? Promise me you won't call the police. Promise me, please. The words tumble out of her, a desperate and incoherent plea. My mind is whirring. Are you hurt? Huh? I reach out with my other hand, pushing back her unkempt hair to look at her face properly. It seems like there's blood everywhere, even splattered on her face. It makes me sick, thinking any of it could be hers. The blood. Did you get hurt? Human finally realizes what I'm asking about. She peers down at her shirt, seeming to take in her own appearance with fresh shock. Yeah, you probably shouldn't, answer the door like that. It's not mine. Okay. I breathe a sigh of relief. But Syira, I did something bad. Please don't call the police yet, okay? I didn't mean it. I really didn't mean it. You'll help me, right? Her tear-stained face tugs at my heart. Whatever conscience I had crumbles easily in the sway of her plea. I have a slow, sinking realization, like an anchor doomed from the ocean floor. Her tear-stained face... Wait, didn't it just read that? Ocean floor... That... I was ready to do whatever she asked of me. Of course, I'll help you. A small relief blooms on her face, but quickly disappears as she leads me into the villa. Ew, okay, I can understand. He fell onto a glass table. He's here. Human pauses in the doorway leading to the living area. It's a scene from my dream, but crystal clear and real. The room is in disarray, furniture upturned and thrown from its original place, the remnants of a fight. David has collapsed headfirst into a glass table. Shards exploded and littered all over the floor with blood pooling under his body. Did Huimin do this? Beside me, a loud gasp escapes her. Oh my god, oh my god. Syira, did I kill him? I hold my breath, heart hammering in my chest as I approach the man. The glass crunches under my shoes and blood sticks to the soles. This close, the blood stuck in his hair and skin is dark and viscous. Something vile and utterly wrong. I knew the answer before I pressed 2 fingers to his neck. That there would be no pulse. He's dead. Huimin screams, chest heaving like an animalistic reaction. I reel around, pushing her hair back to look at her face. She looked pathetic, pale and trembling as she all but fell apart. Huimin, look at me. I promise that I'll help you, right? She nods slowly. So I'll help you. Let's bury him, and then clean up. Okay. I tug on Huimin's arm, helping her up to her feet. She pointedly avoids looking at David again, rifling through a few drawers before pulling out large black trash bags. I let her handle his feet while I dealt with his bloodied head. Together, we wrapped the body in layers and layers of black plastic until we could see neither his skin nor the clothes on his back. We dragged the body out to the back. The chalet sits on the edge of the property, facing out into a forest. Grass had overgrown in neglect, long and spindly at our feet. Let's bury him here. Not a good choice. Not a good place at all. See, if you're gonna bury someone, you gotta find somewhere where, like, the dirt has already been, messed around with, moved. Because now, you dig in, you bury it back over, it's gonna look fresh. You gotta find somewhere that's already had it, like some yard work done or something, or just go deeper into the woods. I dug my hand into the earth, praying grass and soil away. It's long, arduous work, toiling away with nothing but our bare bodies. Maybe we should have scoured for tools in the house, something to use as a shovel, but as I peer over at Huimin, the bare motion seems to feel like repentance. I don't speak a word to her, I just keep digging, nails growing black with dirt and skin turning bloodied. We paid, together. When at last a large enough hole appeared, we pushed the body in and covered it up. The room also needed cleaning up. Huimin gathered a broom to sweep up the glass shards that had flown to every corner of the room upon impact. I scrubbed blood off the tiles, turning an old rag pink. I think we're done. Hopefully. Huimin stares at me wordlessly, eyes blinking in a daze. I realize her blouse is still soaked with blood, the substance caking into her hair along with dirt from the backyard. Her face is blotchy with dried tears, sweat pooling at her neck. You should take a shower. Huimin reaches out, fingers closing around my jacket. You too. I wasn't sure what she meant, or what was going to happen. I wasn't sure up until we were shuffling into the bathroom together, shorting our clothes and stepping into the shower stall where the hot water poured down both our backs. You can go first. The phrase lingers at the tip of my tongue, always on the verge of being voiced, before I swallow it down. Something of the way Huimin had closed her fist over the lapel of my jacket. The way she tugged on my arm to lead me into the bathroom. The way she loosened my hair tie and pulled my ponytail. Is there something I should be playing on my Patreon? I mean, come on. Like, what is going on here? A little bit too much. I couldn't say it. Instead, I grasped what the straws presented to me, fingers threading through her fine black hair. I'll help you wash your hair. Okay. As the soap ran down her back, I noticed purplish bruises blooming on her back. They were stark against her fair skin, big patches that seemed deliberate rather than accidental. Okay, I'm gonna call it. The fiancé was abusive to her, and then they had a fight, and she pushed him, and that's how he died. Though as Huimin shivered, I wonder if she would want to talk about it at all. This is a good place for a save, I think. Talk about a memory. Yeah, we'll do that. Do you remember when we were in primary 4 together? I got bullied and you had to wash my hair for me, just like this. Oh, yeah, you were much more timid then. And you were unhinged. Huimin lets out a soft, humorless laugh. Yeah, things were so different back then. I remember I got called to read aloud in class. Back then, I had a hard time projecting my voice. Even something simple like reading a passage aloud in class was a nightmare. The teacher was such a jerk for picking on you for that. Yeah, she made me repeat it again and again because I wasn't loud enough, until the class got frustrated with me. It was a bunch of boys who picked on you after, right? They were pissed that we were late to recess break. The boys cornered me after class ended, confronting me as I had done the whole thing on purpose. Caught off guard, I didn't know how to respond as my cheeks burned in mortification. It all happened so fast. Suddenly someone was grabbing my hair and another was uncapping a bottle of glue and pouring it into my braids. You appeared right then and saved me. More like just cursed them out until they ran off. Huh, yeah. What did you use? Dialect? Yep, learned it from my dad. I was grateful for Huimin, clutching onto her hand like a lifeline as she led me into the washroom to clean up. Shame had consumed me and I apologized profusely, but she deflected all of it. She forced me to accept her care instead. Huimin guided me to tilt my head back into the sink, taking off my hair tie to release the black waves of my hair. Then she switched on the tap and ran the water through my hair. I closed my eyes, sinking into the sensations. Her fingers combed through my hair, starting at the tips, carefully breaking up clumps of dried glue. She worked her way up to my scalp, tugging and untangling the strands of my hair. She was so meticulous, so gentle, that my heart ached. It was such a sharp contrast to how she treated the boys. I couldn't help thinking how lucky I was to be the one best friend that she had chosen. It was the first time I felt painfully vulnerable in her presence. For someone like me, who doubted everything and struggled to keep my head up, her unwavering presence was so precious. I'm glad we became friends. Me too. Huimin seems calmer. Her shoulders have loosened up and her eyes are closing. Running water fills the silence. I wonder if she ever gets the same fluttering, vulnerable sensation I did. If this feels as intimate for her as it did for me back then, or if it's really nothing but a favor. Thank you, Syira. It's nothing. I think your hair is clean now. No, I mean, talking about the past. It was nice. I missed it. I leave Huimin to settle down in the room. Something draws me to the backyard again. The grave we've made is still there, a fresh mound of dirt in the midst of long, overgrown grass. I think of his body, broken and buried beneath. I want him to rot. I want his flesh and skin to break apart and separate from bone, for the earth to consume him whole and leave nothing to touch her ever again. My head rips up at a sound, squinting at the trees. Belatedly, I'm reminded of the ritual Huimin and I had done as kids. How we had tied a red string to a tree, just like one of the many here. Oh, what's that? Before I can get my sentence out, the figure disappears as suddenly as it had appeared. I'm left with my heart pounding like a drum beat, limbs trembling, and skin speckled with goosebumps. I quickly returned to the room. Huimin had changed into a fresh set of clothes, but hadn't moved to dry off her hair. She stood motionless in a corner of the room, wet hair dripping onto the floor. I grab a towel and approach her. Huimin? Huimin turns at the sound of my voice. She has stopped crying, but her eyes still look glassy, eyes red-rimmed and puffy. Despite looking in my direction, I wasn't sure if she was seeing me. I ignore that and push on. Come here, I'll help you dry off your hair. She doesn't move. I go to her instead. She doesn't protest when I take hold of her hair, sandwiching it between the towel and rubbing the strands dry. I'm sorry. It's not your fault. You didn't mean to. Did I really? Did I really not mean to? I pause. No, of course she didn't. The guilt is just eating away at her. I wish it would end already. Be done flowing out of whatever well of conscience it came from. I wish we could move on, away from the shadow of him. He's dead, for God's sake. I wish I had done it instead. I won't look back. It was an accident. That's all it was, Huimin. Huimin falls silent again. Ah, choices. Do you remember what it was like in university? I was anxious. It was the first time we were really apart. I had a hard time, actually. I was unsure about the new environment, so I tried to keep in touch with you as much as I could. I see. When university started, both of us had to adjust to a new kind of curriculum and new classmates. I was lost without her, frantically clinging on to our friendship through text messages and calls. On the other hand, Huimin fit in better in her class. She made friends quickly. She even met him. University was where you met him, right? Yes, I met David then. David was her first proper boyfriend. She was devoted to him, almost desperately so. I hated it. I remember jealously coiling in my gut, thinking that it's so easy for him. David was a tall and decent-looking boy pursuing business in university. He was popular and sociable in class, did well in school, and even played sports on the weekend. Oh, isn't he Mr. Perfect? The exact type of guy who would make an ideal son-in-law. I knew it wasn't hard for him to approach Huimin, and it wasn't hard for Huimin to say yes either, because boys like girls, and girls like boys, didn't they? I could try to best him in everything. I could work to get better grades, play more sports, grow my social circles. But my attempts for anything more than a platonic friendship will always be wrought with disappointment. All I could do was step back and watch it unfold, let envy claw at the hollow of my gut, hungry for what it can't have. I wanted to be happy for you, but he always wanted your meal times and weekends. You started giving so much of yourself to him. I just felt pushed aside, I guess. I'm sorry. It's fine. It's not your fault. I remember trying to hate her for treating our friendship like this. I remember trying to hate her for I hate when you click on it and it just adds to the sentence. Just give me a new whole scene of it. Don't just add to it. Once I had the opportunity to see her again, a smile, a hug, the sound of her melodious voice, all that bitterness was pushed under the rug. I just missed you. And I still do, now. Sometimes I think, if only I was a boy, if only I was him, oh, how much simpler it would be. I won't even need a twisted wish like this. I won't even need a demon like her. Her? You know something we don't? I think of David, the boy we had buried under layers and layers of earth. I think of the square edge of his boyish jaw, the bob of his Adam's apple, the broad slope of his shoulders. Does Huimin still love those parts of him, rotting as he must be? My stomach feels so hollowed out from disappointment that it hurts. I'm sorry, I'm tired. I'm going to lie down. Can you turn the light off? Okay. Save here. Let's wait. I'm picking all the bottom choices for everything. I hesitate, finger hovering over the switch. The shadow lingers on my mind. Syira? Again. I hesitate, finger hovering over the switch. Is it gonna keep doing it? Okay, turn off the light. I feel something squeezing in my chest, making it impossible to breathe. I think of whispered ghost stories and urban legends, of the secrets muttered between two teenage girls. I think of Huimin and what happened when... we slept over together. I see my bedroom in its familiar layout. Things have been shuffled around, nostalgic trinkets scattered around the room again. Huimin and I are teenagers, huddled on my bed, refusing to go to sleep even though it was well past midnight. We had ditched the class gathering earlier in the day, cycling to my place nearby to hang out instead. What do you think they're doing now? Probably playing Truth or Dare or some stupid games. Huimin lets out a huff. Yeah, they'll probably try to pair me up with Ouija again if I was there. My throat tightens. This was around the time in my life when I started to wonder if I liked girls. It was a secret I was desperate to hide. The thought of anyone finding out especially my parents, left me deeply mortified. Still, despite my attempts to quell it, jealousy stirs in my gut. Well, do you like him? Huimin makes a face and I relax. No way. He thinks he's so good looking, but he's really just average. I can't stand him, actually. I wish I could see his reaction if you say that to his face. Huimin grins lazily, nuzzling her face into the pillow. Maybe I should surprise him for graduation. Give that inflated ego a good kick. We giggle some more. I feel dizzy with joy, gloriously relieved that we're on the same side. That Huimin didn't like him, after all. I don't really want to sleep yet, Syira. Could we play a game too? What game? I blink, shuffling closer. Truth or dare? Sure. Okay, truth or dare. Truth. Have you ever had a crush on someone? Oh, I hadn't expected her to ask something like that. So cliched and embarrassing, yet drawn so confidently from her lips. I suppose she won't know who, even if I answered honestly. Yes. Huimin smiles. Now you ask me. Truth or dare? Truth. I am a petty, immature teenager. Her question had flustered me, so I wanted to turn the tables back on her. Have you ever kissed someone? There was the slightest hint of a blush on Huimin's cheeks, but she answers without wavering. Yes, at one of the camps. My breath stills. I hate that I hate that I asked, even though I knew the answer would feel like a truck running me over. My stupid, sensitive heart hurt, and I want to cry and end the game. Now it's your turn again. Truth or dare? I stare at her, blinking slowly. Suddenly, I'm tired of honesty. My heart already feels raw, bleeding on my sleeve from just a few questions. Dare, whatever. I dare you to kiss me. My eyes go wide. What? You haven't kissed anyone before, right? No, I haven't, but it's really nothing much, Syira. No. It really isn't nothing much. I feel like I'm going to die. Here I am, with an embarrassing crush on a girl who is going to kiss me, but she thinks it's nothing much. Huimin inches closer. I close my eyes, nerves keep me frozen in place. She presses her lips to mine, a small, chaste, barely there kiss. I had forgotten how it felt. I'm so immersed in this memory that it comes back to me. It's almost cruel how vivid it is. In the corner of my vision, I see a shape beneath the curtain. That's when I knew that this memory returning is her. The spirit of the banana tree, the demon I made my wish to. This is her cruel way of dangling what I want so badly before my eyes. Because despite Huimin kissing me that night, it was nothing more than a meaningless act. Years later, after I grew to accept my sexuality and plucked up the courage to tell her how I felt, she rejected me. I could try to date you, but I just think that in the end, I'll probably end up with a guy. So I don't want to waste your time. She won't even give me a chance. She didn't think we had an ending together. I get it, I really do. But as much as I've resigned to it, having this memory dragged up from the depths and made fresh once more, I just want her all over again. I see the bedroom again. I'm back at the chalet. My body still feels prickly with phantom sensations. My chest feels tight with emotions. The weight of it so heavy that I feel nauseated, ready to bend over and throw up on the floor. Huimin is lying on the bed, motionless. You remember the ritual we did when we were younger? You wanted us to make a wish together, but I wished for something else. Maybe that's why it didn't come true. Maybe that's why we didn't stay best friends like you'd hoped for. Because I don't want to be just... I'm having a hard time looking at the words. Because I don't just want to be friends. I want you. And today I know I always will. That I will run to Huimin's side without a single seed of doubt. That I will lie and kill and bury for her. Even if she said not to waste my time on her, I will chase the imprint of her kiss forever. I will feed the pieces of my dream into her, force my pleas and promises past her lips, even if I know she'll always spit them back out. I know that I've known that for years, and still the dream does not die. Huimin opens her eyes. I see the shadow from the backyard, the window, the one who twists my gut in both ways, nauseating and intoxicating. I see the red thread I had tied myself to her, the way she followed me through the forest, through the dark, and through the years of my turbulent life. Of course, this is the only way it can happen for me. Show me. She reaches up, cupping my face in her hand. Show me that you want me. I'm waiting. I don't care that it feels wrong. I'm long past that, so I let her drag me down and kiss her. Her lips are sweet, but as she opens her mouth to invite me in, the taste of my tongue turns sour, just like rotten flesh. It should repulse me, but something about it feels intoxicating. I move to straddle her, wanting to be closer. I can imagine our bodies as broken puzzle pieces, forced together by a wish, bruising where we meet. If it hurts enough, maybe we could be molded into the shape of each other. My hand runs along her stomach. She moans, a soft and haunting sound. It strips me naked, desire rising in my gut like bile. I push my fingers under her blouse, unearthing more and more bruises. Red, purple, and blue, the sum of her wounds, mapped out beneath my hands. She's beautiful. I don't care if this ruins me. I don't care if the pressure crushes my organs, or if my secrets are spilled from my lips and never returned. I don't care if she takes me apart and never puts me back together. I'll gladly be swallowed by a tide of her making. Syira. She curls her arms around my neck, pulling herself close. Her lips press against my throat. Do you know the price of your wish? I know she's speaking against my skin, but I hear her voice inside of my head, deep and guttural, like an inhuman growl. Suddenly, her nails grow sharp against my skin, scraping against my pulse. My body goes cold. I swallow. She must taste my fear through my throat. She must know that as much as I am afraid, I will not run. I feel her lips pull tight into a smile, all teeth against the jugular of my neck. It's you. I close my eyes. I hope my blood is warm against her lips. I hope my heart is as black as it feels. And I hope that when she is done with me, that she will drag me straight to hell. It doesn't matter if it's a bad ending, as long as it's one that I can share with her. Ending. Love. Hey, we got a good one. I think. I know there's 2 more endings. Let's go ahead and I guess we can check that out. Let's go with this one. Huimin and her boyfriend fought, yes. She said they had a fight. I see the room before me again. Furniture in disarray and broken glass strewn over the floor. I can hear Huimin sniffling, holding back tears. David is gritting his teeth. I thought we wanted to get engaged because you loved me. Babe, I do. Then why are you applying for a BTO flat together like a business transaction? It's supposed to be our home, not an investment. You're being unreasonable. How can you ask me to pay more for the down payment just because I earn a little more than you? It should be 50-50 split. Otherwise, you're just taking advantage of me. But David, you know I have almost no savings. I pay for my family's bills and whatever expenses they suddenly throw at me. I'm not trying to take advantage of you. I'm just asking for your help. So you think I have no responsibilities? Or that I'm made of money just because I paid for our Bali trip this last year? No, I'm not saying that. I treat you so well. But you're just complacent now. You were planning to use me to pay for a flat just so you can move out. That's not it. If you wanted a house for your own so bad, you should have worked harder so you can afford the down payment instead of relying on a guy. Girls are all like this. You say you have no money, then you go shopping and spend it all on frivolous stuff. I didn't. Stop making excuses. I'm sick of you crying about everything. Do something instead of relying on me. Then, David grabs her. No, no, no. Don't hurt her. Human gasps, bruises blooming under her tight hold. No, David, please. He flings her into the furniture. Human cries out as she crashes and rolls onto the floor with a dull thud. Did you really love me? Or were you just using me? David, I love you. I really do. She's on her hands and knees, reeling from the blow. David approaches her. Stop fucking lying. He grabs Human again, jerking her head up to look at him. Betrayal burns in her eyes. She knows his violence too well. Anger boils in my blood. How dare he do this to her? I want to reach into the memory, break his arms and bruise him. Even if all I have are my bare teeth and fingernails, I will tear up his skin and make him bleed. How are we reliving this memory? That wasn't our memory. My body grows hot, like a fire is rising in my gut. Darkness spots over my vision and something tugs at my limbs. Her. The spirit in the banana tree. The demon I told my wish to. Then I am nails digging into his skin, scratches and blood trailing where I dream of revenge. This is Human's body, but she is a vessel of my wish, and I wish to hurt him, tear him up, ruin him. David fights back, bruises and blood blooming where we crash into each other. Frustration bubbles up in my chest. It's unfair how strong he is. It's unfair how easily he can get his way. It's unfair how he gets to be him. I stare at him, watching the blood trail down his face. It must mirror what he'd done to her. I want what you have, I start to say. I don't care how anymore. I don't know if he hears me. The words are in my head, screaming, but my mouth doesn't move to form them. Then, I hear her whispering, "Take it. Kill him so you can take it." A new strength seeps into my arms, something so intense that it almost sends me reeling off balance. I step forward and shove him with all of it. David crashes into the table. The top shatters, glass scattering all over the floor. His body slumps into the side, blood pooling on the floor, a deep, deep red. This is how it happened. I see the bedroom again. I'm back at the chalet. Alright, we're gonna skip, because I think we already... Alright, this is new then. Human is lying on the bed, her body turned away from me. Her shoulders are shaking as she presses her face into the pillow and cries. I'm sorry, David. I'm so sorry. Human. I put my hand on her shoulder. Do I want to comfort her? Or do I just want her to stop saying his name? I don't know how it happened. Stop, it's already over. He's already dead. I risked for it, and I don't regret it. So stop dwelling on it and look at me. Look at me, please. Come back. I pull away, my stomach dropping like a stone in the ocean. This must be the cruelest joke of all. I'm sure David is laughing in his grave. All this, and I'm still not enough. Deep in my gut, I feel a gnawing pain. It's familiar, something I've known for years. It's a feeling when I see his arm around her waist in the photos, when she addresses him and touches his cheek, when Human picks him over and over and over again. I want her to be mine. I want her to be mine. I had dreamt of a slow but sweet romance. I had dreamt of Human, the fearless girl who didn't care what anyone else thought, leading me into it, and me, the introverted girl who struggled to even express a single opinion of my own, gladly following along. But nothing happened, and all I have is a pathetic, twisted wish. Slowly, I begin to hear a hissing in my head. It starts soft, like wind pushing past the curtains. Then it grows louder, raspy voices and harsh, unfamiliar tongues. Her whisper is the curl of a finger, a taut thread tugging on my feet. I'm back outside, looking into the backyard where we buried him. Harsh breeze cuts through the forest, raising goosebumps across my skin. I stare at the mound of earth, at the grave we had dug for him. He's right there, my mind supplies, the boy I wanted to become. My gut stings, painful with all that I want, but I am still missing. For the first time, I have a name for it. Hunger. I drop to my knees and start digging. The thoughts in my head begin to cease, replaced by a repetitive scrape of earth against my hands. Then, I hit flesh. Here is his boyish jaw Adam's apple and broad shoulders rotted away. How is he already that rotted? It hasn't even been like a whole day. He has no eyes, they're just missing. What the fuck? His teeth look like they're gone. What the hell happened? And she still loves him, even though he hurt her. Even though he... Take what you want. The voice is in a tongue I shouldn't recognize, but I know what it says. After all, it's been in my head for a while. Demon or devil, it doesn't matter. She's the one who heard me all those years ago. She's the only one who knows how bad I've wanted this. Wear his skin, and your wish can come true, too. The hollow ache in my stomach is all-consuming, something that threatens to eat me up from the inside out. I reach forward, sinking my hands into flesh. It breaks easily under my fingers. Blood slicks over my fingers, smearing over my hands. I think about how I am taking him apart. I think about how I am breaking his boyish features, his easy charm and whatever human love down to its elements again. And now, I can build myself anew with it. I bring my hands up to my lips. He is bitter and sweet, something I hate and something she loved. I chew. Flesh breaks against my teeth, tearing and tearing apart. Blood runs over my tongue, down my lips and my throat. For the first time, the gnawing pit in my stomach has settled. She can love me now. I feel relieved, even though the rot in my mouth makes me want to heave. Hey, that rhymed. Syira. Why does she have a phone in her hand? My head rips around. I see Huimin by the door, a phone cradled carefully in her hands. She looks terrified. What are you doing? I hear sirens in the distance, red and blue lights flashing in the night. I wanted you to be mine, but you won't even look at me. Not even after I killed him. So I wanted to be him. It was the only way. No, God. It was all I ever wished for all those years ago. Sirens are closer now, but it's okay. I have all I have ever wanted now. Her voice was gone quiet for a while, too. I began to wonder if maybe there was really no malevolent spirit or demon. Just me. Just me who ruined Huimin, and in her dream, me whose jealous heart set us all on a trajectory towards hell. It's a hell I'd gladly accept. Envy! Alright. Let's see if we can find another one somewhere. Let's go with, the bruises. You're okay. Your back's covered in bruises. Oh. I try to be careful, stringing my words together cautiously so she doesn't close off. Is it recent? I don't know. I can't really keep track. My dad gets really angry all the time. It was probably something stupid like letting my wet hair drip on the floor or forgetting to arrange the plates a certain way. Who knows? I bite my lip. Huimin has a violent father. As the eldest daughter in the family, she's been raised to shoulder the responsibilities of taking care of both the household chores and her younger brother. She's the most hardworking and meticulous person I know, yet her father continues to find fault in her. I'm sorry. It's not your fault. I'm just unlucky. Sometimes I wonder if I did something to deserve this. If I'm a bad daughter after all. Huimin, you're not. Then what am I supposed to do for my family to be happy with me? It feels like there's an imaginary bar I'm trying to reach, but I don't know where or what it is. It's just incomprehensible to me. And now David, I don't even know what happened. It's as if something took over me and we did. Oh God. Am I just like my dad? Just as violent and senseless? That's not true, Huimin. It was an accident. I know it is. Of course we do. You didn't want to hurt him. Yeah, I won't hurt David on purpose, right? After all, I love him. I wanted to marry him. Oh, my heart sinks. I've known this, but still my gut wrenches with disappointment. If I could marry him, we could get a house and I could move out. It felt like the only way I could escape, the only way my family would let me go. But now it's over. My dream is over, Syira. I leave Huimin settled down in the room. Something draws me to the backyard again. The grave we've made is still there. A fresh amount of dirt in the midst of long, overgrown grass. I think of his body, broken and buried beneath. I want him to rot. I want his flesh and skin to break apart and separate from bone. Okay, skip. Alright, we did the bottom one. Let's talk about graduation. Do you remember when we graduated together? Secondary school? Yeah. It was our first real taste of freedom. The first time in years I could spend months without worrying about either homework or exams. Both of us were 16, teenagers longing to eat out, play around, and stay out late. We lusted for the autonomy that adulthood promised. I wanted to do everything all at once. It was exhilarating, especially so with Huimin by my side. Do you remember how we would split a McDonald's meal so we could save money? Or how we would walk around a whole mall with bubble tea and just window shop? We were so carefree back then. We were. Even though it was a mundane in hindsight, those times meant a lot to me. It was what I clung on to after Huimin and I drifted apart. Did she think back about them too? Oh, that was when I dyed my hair for the first time. We finally didn't have annoying school rules about our hair or attire, so I itched to do something with it. I made you pick out the color for me. It was the same maroon shade I have right now. When the color first came out, Huimin said it was so pretty on me. And I had kept it since then, rigorously dyeing the roots each time they grew out, until it felt as if it was my own hair. It's still the same color. It grew on me. God, going through our memories really feels like pressing on a bruise shaped like a pathetic, fruitless crush. Back then, things felt almost perfect. I thought our relationship was heading in the right trajectory, that it was only a matter of time before I could get the ending I wanted. That she'll say yes instead of pushing me away. I'm sorry, I'm tired. I'm going to lie down. Turn off the light? Oh, this again. Alright, skip. Alright. Huimin and her boyfriend fought. Wait, what? No, we did that one. So which option is I'm supposed to be picking? Yeah, I'm gonna save there. Let's load actually this one. Yeah. Nope, wrong one. Wait, no. All right, we'll go with the one we just. Did I? Oh, fuck a duck! I just saved over it. That's okay. That's okay. We can fix it. We can load this one. 727. No. Fuck. You know what? We'll just skip. Turn off the lights. Skip. We slept over together. I think if I do the boyfriend one, that just... No. Dang it. Skip. Aww. So I am not sure how to get this other ending. I could have sworn there was like 2 options that they give you when talking about things. Okay, so yep, okay. I don't know how to get the third ending. I think there's a third ending. Let me check the game page real quick. 2 bad endings to explore your darkest... Oh, I get it. Because both the endings are technically bad. Because it's either we eat the boyfriend or she bites into us. But I liked it. That was good. Very awesome. I like the art style. The music is pretty good too. And the story? Yeah, I was digging it. On that note, you all have yourselves a good one. And I will see you later.